So there was once this young father, and this young father was very, very frustrated. He was very, very frustrated because his daughter, which was his only child, she was very rebellious, always getting into trouble. She was very frustrating to him, but he was determined that he was going to fix her behavior. So after he tried many, many things, one day he had this great idea. He said, okay, well, when I just let my daughter go, she does what she wants. She always gets into trouble. She always makes the wrong choice, so on and so forth. She goes with the wrong people, does the wrong things. The father said, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything I know that my daughter loves, that she desires. And before every single day, I'm going to plan out her day. For example, he'll be like, okay, today I'm going to send her to Chuck E. Cheese. Then she's going to go get ice cream. Then she's going to go to this game. She loves volleyball. She's going to go to this volleyball game. Then this and this. And he plans out her day according to what his daughter desires. Because he knows that his daughter desires these things more than the simple rebellious thing she does. And he knows that if he plans out her day this way and presents it to her, then by her own desires, it's going to distract her from all the things she shouldn't be doing. So this what the father does. And guess what? It works perfectly. I mean, she gets up, she has her day planned out, and it's exactly what she wants to do. And she is so caught up doing these things she delights to do that she just completely forgets her rebellion and all the other things because she's so caught up doing the things that the father had planned out for her. Now, that's actually what I want to begin discussing today. So look at Romans 8:28. It says, and we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. And here's the verse we are on. For whom he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his son. Let's stop there. So we already looked at whom he foreknew and what this means, that God had a specific people that he knew as his own, that he set his love on before the foundation of the world. And it says those very people that he foreknew, he also predestined. What does this word predestined mean? Well, this word predestined, the prefix pro, it actually means before. I mean, that's very simple. Now, the rest of the word horizo, you can hear it, horizon. It means to set out boundaries. So what does this word mean? It means to set out boundaries for something beforehand. And this is what God has done for the Christian. Remember, these Christians are groaning in the body, eagerly awaiting their adoption as sons, the redemption of their bodies, eagerly awaiting the greater glory that is to be revealed in them, and they're groaning. And Paul is encouraging them. And he's told them they have been foreknown, but their lives has also been predestined. That God has intervened. Not intervened afterward, like my example of the father, but he intervened beforehand, before they were born, before he created the world. God intervened in their life, which that language doesn't make sense because he can't intervene if they aren't there. But anyway, God set the plans, God set the boundaries for their lives beforehand. And that means that everything in your life or my life, if we are Christians, if we have put our faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, committed our life to him by faith, that means for you and for me, that everything in our life, remember, This is why I started at 28. Everything is working for good because the boundaries have already been set for that. The plan has already been set for that. And that's the reason in a Christian's life, everything works for good. So he's foreknown the Christian and he's predestined the Christian. Now, I know there's a lot of questions that come up with predestinations, a lot of objections. It isn't my job, or excuse me, that's not the best word. It isn't my purpose to do that today. We will do that more when we get to chapter 9. But anyway, for now, I just want to look at this verse. And what does it say? For those he foreknew, he also predestined what? To be conformed to the image of his son. To be conformed to the image of Jesus Christ. He has a people he foreknew, and he set out the boundaries that everything in their life will work together for this one purpose, to make them like Christ. He wants to make them like Jesus Christ, the perfect man, conform them to the image of Jesus Christ. This is what he has predestined. And you may have issues with predestination. You know, like I said, when we get to chapter 9, I'll deal with that more. If you do have questions, feel free to contact me. I'm not here to argue, but I will discuss predestination. But anyway, what is this verse saying? It's saying the boundaries have been set out beforehand in your life to conform you to the image of Christ. That if you are a Christian, absolutely every minute detail in your life is the perfect one, the best one to conform you to the image of Jesus Christ. And I know that if you're a Christian, that is your greatest desire. Now, remember the example? The father set out the boundaries for that girl according to her own desires. Now, of course, that's not a perfect example. We're talking about an infinite God, an infinitely wise Father that is sovereign God over all. But I just want to give you just a little example that somewhat might get you thinking in that way. See, when God predestines the life of a Christian, it is according to his desires. But everyone comes into this world. No one wants to be conformed to Christ. They want to live however they want to live, just like that girl. They want to rebel against God. They want to sin. The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life. That's what they love. They're walking according to their own lust, fulfilling the desires of the body and mind. By nature, they're children of wrath. They're dead in their trespasses and sins. They're children of Satan, walking with Satan. They hate God. They hate righteousness. They hate the light. They flee just like cockroaches flee from the light. That's every human being born into this world. So, for those of you who may say, well, you know what? God, he respects my free will. Okay. If he respects your free will, then all of us go to hell. Do you realize that? We're born into this world, and whatever path we choose, we're going to hell. God must do something. And that's what he's done for you, Christian. He's intervened in your life, intervened beforehand, though that makes no sense. He has set out the plan. He has set out the purpose. He has set out the boundaries in your life, that everything in your life is for your good, which is to conform you to Jesus Christ. And I know that is your desire, Christian. If you truly are a Christian, that is your greatest desire, to be like Jesus Christ, doing all things for the glory of God like Jesus Christ. How many times did Jesus say, I have come not to do my own will, but the will of him who sent me? I know that's your greatest desire, Christian. So be encouraged. I know the things that come into your life, they may be painful. They make you groan. They make you sad. But listen, everything in your life is your best friend. Why? Because it's conforming you to the image of Jesus Christ.